Good evening or good afternoon, and welcome to Pelican Sports Post-Game Show with Buddy Sanjay. I'm Tommy Krysan. LSU starts off slow but gets it done. 33-10, your final score from Tiger Stadium as they get back in the win column against the woeful Arkansas Razorbacks. Buddy, good afternoon. How are you?
Good to see you, TK. As always, we like doing early afternoon TV, a very fast ball game. Listen, folks, everybody knows that 11 a.m., specifically 11:02 kickoff, is not something that anybody is ever going to embrace. Late arriving crowd, probably a bunch leaving at halftime. LSU started okay, missed a field goal, got a long one with Danny and DJ Chark. Kind of having their way, did a great job the first 6 possessions on defense, and then they kind of let Arkansas hang around. 7-7 at halftime, a lot of people leave. LSU came to play, much better job in the second half. Etling and DJ Chark, a couple of hookups on deep balls. Darius Geis, almost 150 and 3 touchdowns. And you could be looking at a change at the place kicker after the afternoon that Connor Culp had today. So a lot in store to talk about it. We want to hear from you today. And TK, considering 11 a.m., about what we expected, fan performance, player performance, 33-10 they cover, but it wasn't great LSU football today.
Well, you know, if you were on the wagering side, you were a little nervous late in the fourth quarter. It was sitting on 16, point spread 17, most places you shop. And then, of course, the short field after Arkansas did go for it on 4th down. Text message says, great win by the Tigers, but refs were horrible. They missed a fumble, and a field goal was good. Tigers win, but the kicking game stunk. Couple of quick text messages have flown in there, buddy. But they did win the game. They covered. They did what they were supposed to do. Like last year, they bounced back after the loss to Alabama with a win against Arkansas. Last year was 38-10. This year, 33-10. So kind of almost a rerun, if you will. But they did what they had to do. They got the win. Back to a 6 o'clock kickoff next week in Knoxville.
I call it light switch football. You flip the switch and you want to play when you want to play. As we said, it's not comfortable for anybody. I know Coach O got them off the practice field about 15 minutes early 2 days this past week so that they would have their legs. Normally you play at 6 o'clock, TK. They have a meeting in the morning. They get them off their feet and they nap and sleep a little bit, and then you get going. But all things considering, look, I had a couple of text messages from people during the game. Need a special teams coach. I'll tell you what LSU needs. They need better specialists and kickers. It was, I know Coach O is going to mention that. Special teams reared their ugly head today. And you got to get better kickers and specialists, not necessarily the coaching on that end. I did think that LSU was a little conservative in the first half, but opened it up in the second half. Obviously, this is a team that LSU was better than. Prevailed in the second half like most people wanted. But TK might have not been the prettiest win, but it's all the same. One big W. LSU 7-3 now. Continue. They could get to 6-2. I heard you talking about it this week on the radio. They get to 6-2 in the conference. It's been a while since they've been there.
Been a while since they won 6 games in the league. That'd be a good thing. All right, our phone number, 225-928-4910. Text message line, 5040, area code 689-9246. Let's go right to the phone lines. Frank is in Baton Rouge. Frank, you're on the post-game show.
Kay and Buddy, how y'all doing today?
Good.
Well, the only thing I can say, a win's a win. I had to work again today, and I missed all of it. I got home with 3 minutes left in the game, but what I understood, it was a sloppy game. I have to watch the replay so I can talk about it intelligently. But the only thing I can say, a win is a win.
You just said the most important thing there, Frank. A win is a win. Doesn't matter how many, whatever. It's going to go in the record books as a win. Yet another, the 4th win of the year for LSU in conference play. And I mean, this is just what they had to do. Bounce back, get out there and win.
Do y'all think he's going to play Brennan anymore this year?
Well, today he really couldn't because the game wasn't under control until the latter part. By the way, Frank, I thought you may have had to work, and so I put the sunglasses on just for you, Frank, since you didn't really get a chance to see a lot. But listen, this was not a game to put your backups in. TK, you figure LSU could have had 17 points in the first half, but they didn't. They wasn't on all cylinders. Frank, it's oil and water. It's a square peg and a round hole, whatever you want to say. We don't like it in this part of the country to start at 11:02. And so I think the next time they have to do it, they will be better. But considering all of those circumstances, LSU is happy to get out of there. And but you will enjoy seeing the deep balls. DJ Chark and Danny had some really nice hookups. Danny missed some other plays.
Watch the replay.
Danny missed some plays, but Geis looked better. So I think you'll enjoy the replay. But you'll see this game could have been in the 40s for LSU.
All right, well, let me let somebody else call y'all that know what they're talking about.
All right, buddy, appreciate you.
Thank you, Frank. We appreciate it. We'll go to Mike in Baton Rouge. Mike, you're on the post-game show.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Mike.
Did y'all see that game yesterday with Nick Conwell team?
No.
They got beat 61-55, Mike, and think.
Well, Florida ain't got nothing.
Yeah, well.
And I can't believe LSU is recruited better than that. You know, none of them girls can play, and some of them been there.
All right, did you watch the football game?
Yeah, I watched the football. Go Tigers.
All right, appreciate it. Hey, still to come on the program, we will go to Tiger Stadium, get a report with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Also, as usual, we'll speak to Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV. 90 minutes here for you, radio and TV. TV will repeat Sunday morning. A lot of people flipping channels right now. We get it. But Sunday morning, 9 a.m. and 10:30. A little bit later Sunday, it'll be on YouTube, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcast. And you can get a lot of the things we do, be it Tigers Roar, postgame, the Roger Kadar Show, Sports Shorts, and many, many other things. youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. And, of course, like us on Facebook at Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is at Pelican Sports. Tigers win 33-10. That's your final. We'll come back. Your phone calls in, your text messages. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Chrysan on WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, and, of course, Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including OptiMap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Spread the roar. That's right, Tigers Roar. Each Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans. Replays are Thursday through Saturday, and the show is available at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Tommy Chrysan and Jordy Holtberg will have the latest on LSU football, LSU sports, and sports from across Louisiana. Spread the roar. Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV.
No one can stop me miss the feeling.
We continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show here, a little radio and TV on a Saturday afternoon with this morning kickoff, 11:02. As Buddy said, nobody's really a big fan of it, but you got to do it sometimes. TV contracts jump in there, and that's the way it goes. Buddy, LSU with 425 yards offense, Arkansas with 318. Tigers did hold the advantage both in the passing end and the rushing end. 5 penalties on each team. 1 turnover for Arkansas, 0 for LSU. Arkansas, a slight edge in the time of possession, but all in all, it's a win for LSU. 5 out of 9 on 3rd down. That's a good thing. And as we talked about, even last week on the post-game show, well, okay, they lost against Alabama. That's not going to change. Make sure you take care of business against Arkansas. Even though they started a little slow, a little sluggishly, they did get the job done. I thought tackling was a little suspect in spots. You know, just like you said earlier, they weren't hitting on all cylinders. And then all of a sudden they'd have a couple of good plays in a row or something. Etling, he's just not a polished, accurate quarterback. He's not accurate. That sums it up.
That's the key thing right there.
And accuracy is one of the best attributes that a quarterback can have. Even if you don't have that big arm, you still got to be accurate. He is not an accurate thrower of the ball. And again today, we saw that on numerous occasions. Now, he's not the only quarterback in America like that. The pass was well underthrown by Arkansas up the right sideline in front of the LSU bench. Could have been a touchdown if it was thrown properly by Allen. So, but that is the thing. And as I said last week, sometimes he holds the ball a little too long. You got to get it out of your hand. These quarterbacks that have been there and done that, they'll tell you when they learn to get rid of the ball, get it out of their hand, the results improve.
Well, look, there's a lot of frustration with Danny because he had Foster Moreau wide open for a touchdown, and the ball does sail on him sometimes. He did hook up with DJ today on a couple of nice deep balls, but TK, we saw that. It's hit and miss. Sometimes it's underthrown, sometimes it's overthrown. They wanted to get Derek Dillon involved a little bit more, really didn't do that. Geis looked a little bit better. It looks like he's rounding in maybe 90 to 95%. I thought the defense really started off strong and played well, but in the latter part of the second quarter, Arkansas started to push them around a little bit, got a great drive right before halftime and scored to make it 7-7. And we know that the LSU fans and everybody that cares about LSU expected LSU to put a big number up because Arkansas historically, they gave up 38 to a bad team last week, Coastal Carolina. We know about them in baseball, but you don't hear them about them in football. Second half played a little bit more. I thought the coaches were a little conservative and a little tight maybe with some of their calls in the first quarter and first half. Look, you're spot on with Danny Etling, whether you want to hear it or not. He's a great young man. He is an excellent leader, and he's the kind of guy you want in the locker room. But he does miss open wide receivers. Sometimes he doesn't dump it off, as you said, holding a little bit. But look, he's coming along, and
they won.
He's the best that LSU's got. Miles Brennan did not get in today. None of the backups got in because it was a closer game than most of us expected. But you know that Coach O is going to say, considering the change of time and all of that, we're happy with it. But now you may have Jack Gonsolin back as the kicker. TK, ironic, after he threw the kickers under the bus, Connor Culp proceeded to make 7 straight. Today, and I told you this during the game, as a golfer, when you take it back really quick and come back really, and your tempo's not there, his tempo was all out of whack, and that's where they missed somebody. Seeing that on live or on film, it should have slowed him down a little bit, but Gonsolin may have won the job back after the performance.
We got a text message whether or not we thought that field goal was good. I could not tell.
I couldn't tell, but I originally did think it was good. Now I did hook.
My first thought was, okay, that was barely in there, but it was in. Just like that one Arkansas field goal, I thought he blocked it out left.
Yeah,
and
it came back.
He hit a nice little draw like you do off the tee, and it came right inside the upright.
They didn't do a good job on the replay on that first field goal.
The refs didn't have their best day. But, you know, hey, now, kind of getting on Etling a little bit. I'm pulling up his numbers numbers here, buddy.
Yeah, they're going to be good because he hit two big ones.
11 for 16 for
200.
217 yards. That's averaging almost 15 yards per attempt, and that's a more important stat than the average per catch. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Those numbers are not bad when you look at them alone.
Well, and LSU did play clean again today, right? No turnovers for the Tigers?
No turnovers. And only 1 for Arkansas, so LSU was +1 on the day in the turnover department.
Had a couple of plays. Dante Jackson had an interception that he could have held on. They had a fumble that they couldn't recover. A couple of replays. I got to be honest with you. We were sitting there saying, Ed, go challenge that, and we thought that was a catch with Stephon Sullivan as he goes to the ground and the ground forces the ball. But refs didn't have a great day. Look, this is one of those games where you're happy. Even if you put a Diet Coke on the game, you're happy unless you picked Arkansas. Next week against Tennessee, I think they will look better. They'll be more acclimated to play on the road at 6. LSU only gets these once every 6 or 7 years, TK, and we always say the same thing. The late arriving crowd, got to get the guys up early. They don't like it. DJ Chark said that he'd like to sleep in the 10 or 11. A couple of shout-outs to people. First of all, Thomas B. Now, this is the second time he's won the contest. Second time he's hit the score on the head, 33-10. He had Geis as the player of the game. He did not tell me before the game if he predicted 2 missed PATs. He just told me 33-10. So shout out to Thomas B. And shout out to all those fans who did stay. It was a beautiful day for football, but let's be honest. It looked like a conservative, sloppy, flat team in the first half. Not a lot of entertainment, and it picked up like people expected in the second.
Geis did have 21 carries for $147. That's 7 yards a
3
carry.
scores.
3 touchdowns. So, yeah, he's clearly the player of the game on that as you look at it that way. So, but again, I think that the bottom line is they needed to win. They did. Yes, they covered the point spread for those that are all about that. And I want to tip my hat to Thomas as well. I mean, you know, in the days when you got missed extra points and field goals and sometimes teams go for 2, you know, you never know what number is going to come up. And somehow he came up with it. So that's pretty darn good right there.
Second shout out I want to give, TK, is to our friends over at Manda Fine Meats. We brag about the bunless sausages. Today we had a little sausage and boudin from Manda. They do a great job. And also Dave's Smokehouse. Ooh. If you're not familiar with Dave's Smokehouse, in Denham Springs, going towards Live Oak, you pass Denham Springs. It's on Highway 16, and they fixed it up. You know, Alan loved the smoked chicken. I know you got a little bit of the ribs, the brisket. When you throw the sausage in the boudin and the beans and your favorite, the twice-baked potatoes, did they live up to the reputation?
As always. No, it was outstanding spread by Dave's Smokehouse and Manda. I mean, it was as good as it gets. It's as good as the Pelican Crew eats, man. The Pelican Crew likes to eat. Well, and we've had lots of 5-star meals.
That's why I put my sunglasses on sometimes, TK.
But you need to eat during the break or something.
It's hard for us. It's hard for people to see us in the daylight, but usually we're late here. I think let's kind of look at now 7-3, 10 games in. During that first half, my phone was blowing up, and I know yours was too, about similarities to Les and running it on first down and not being fun to be out there. And then, of course, they picked it up. But after the stubbing of the toe against Troy, you know, the team has played relatively well for a good stretch there. They didn't play great, but they beat Florida on the road before Florida collapsed. Played great in the second half to beat Auburn. Obviously, they got on a little bit of a roll. Played hard, but not really smart, and didn't take advantage of some of their opportunities against Bama. And then today, played probably, what grade would you give them? A B- or a C+?
A B.
Okay, a solid B.
Well, because you win, you win
and you cover the spread, so you're happy with that. Well, but what I'm saying is, you win 2 more at 9-2, and now you're back into the 6-2 in a conference, which is where LSU fans want to see them every year.
Well, and here's the thing: while LSU did some good things today, they didn't play a great game by no stretch. yet they found a way to win convincingly, kneeling down on the end, at the end of it kind of thing. So, good teams find a way to win when they're not at their best. LSU, again, they did some good things. Guys had a big day. Edling threw a couple of balls that were good. Defensively, you had the blindside sack on the corner blitz by Jackson. So they did some good things. I thought Lawrence made a heck of a play one time. He was being blocked, still made the tackle for no gain. But the overall, it wasn't 60 minutes of rock'em sock'em football.
Yeah. You thought before the game, TK, that might be a game today where you'd get Miles Brennan in. That really never was a consideration once Arkansas scored right before halftime and tied it up 7-7. I'm sure Coach O will address whether that first field goal was good or not.
Well, he can't see it either.
No, that's what I say, but I don't even think they ever showed a replay on it. But he will get.
No, they showed a replay, and the ball was up above the top of the upright.
Is that what it was?
That was part of the issue.
Okay.
But as somebody here at the Pelican said, the guy's standing under the post looking straight up. He's got the best view of anybody and a better view than most of the cameras.
Well, I'll tell you what, I did see clearly the PATs and
that was, that was what? Look out cheerleaders, you're about to get hit.
Those are duck hooks.
Yeah, look like your drive.
No, I don't
look like you off the first tee at Greystone.
Trust me,
right into the
folks,
trees.
If everybody wants to know who hits it crooked, way more so than me, it's him. I don't hit it as long as you though. But bottom line is some really, really quick duck hooks.
Shrimps.
And,
they call
and
it
as
shrimps.
I said, with the tempo of the golf swing, the tempo of Connor Culp was not coming through well at all. Look, bottom line is this. This is a team now, though, as we move forward. We said it last week, TK, they're going to be double-digit favorites in the last 3 games. And I know you'll probably ask me before the end of the afternoon in the show.
Well, I'm going to ask you now. How about that?
What the spread will be. And I think LSU is going to be another 15, 16-point favorite next week, and probably 11 or 12 or 13 for Texas A&M. So if you take care of that and you get to 9-3, and then you do something special on December 20, 21, 22, I know Terrace Marshall is going to sign at noon on that Friday, December 22nd. You've got to get some wide receivers in here, some offensive linemen, some difference makers. And then, of course, you get ready for the bowl game. You win that game, TK, 10-3, and people are looking at this with a positive. By the way, speaking of positives, and I know you and Jordy will cover it on Wednesday, but what a great debut. Let's give a shout-out and a thumbs up to Will Wade with his LSU debut. They just were fantastic. You can tell.
Big crowd, too.
They are well coached. Yes, they had a monetary promotion to get Fannies in there, but we've been saying it. Get your tickets now, up your tickets, get in there, and I predicted it 2 months ago. You can take it to the bank. LSU, Kentucky, early January will be a hard sellout.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, Paul from Shreveport will be up. We welcome your phone calls, your text messages. We're happy to mix it up with you right here on the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. We'll be back with more on WUBR and Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central.
Hi, I'm Roger Kadar. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. Sports post-game show reminding you about Laundry Diva, now open in Baton Rouge, with gift cards, bonus cards, depending on how much you want to get. They have a pickup and delivery service, wash and fold, the bedding, the linens, dry cleaning. Yes, dry cleaning. They'll pick up your dry cleaning. They will deliver it to you. Call Laundry Diva at 225-614-1326. 225-614-1326. Everything's at the website, laundrydivau.com. Christmas gift cards are available. Depending on the denomination you buy, you're going to get a bonus card. And again, they can do the dry cleaning, the linens and the bedding, wash and fold. Laundry Diva, Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge. Pick up and delivery. You don't have to go to the laundromat. It saves you time, saves you money. The gift cards save you money because they're going to bonus you. Check them out, Laundry Diva, 225-614-1326, laundrydivau.com. Let's go back to the phone lines. Paul, Shreveport. Paul, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, guys. Great victory, great show. I predicted 38-13, and I wish we could have had a couple of those long passes completed today, last week, but we'll take it. 2 more games left. Maybe we'll finish strong. What are your guys' view of the game?
First of all, Paul, you met TK yesterday. Now you see why we're on radio more so than TV.
Yeah, but I also remember where he said he went after Sullivan. So.
Paul, I wanted to say it was really great to meet you and your wife and the other folks that were with y'all yesterday when I stopped in at Sullivan's. My pleasure to meet you folks. Thank you so much.
Butch and his brother Butch.
We appreciate it. Enjoy you on your show here. We always, it's a tradition, catch your show as soon as we walk back from the stadium here at the condo. So what happened to the people? Where was the crowd, y'all?
11 o'clock, hunting season. The opponent not real good. I think you throw it all in there. The weather was perfect. But what they have, about 70,000 there?
Well, what do you think, Paul, from the crowd? I know it was late, but say 11:45 or noon, how many people they have in there?
You know, it was kind of weak the whole time. The South Stadium Club, the first half I was aggravating, so that means a lot of Crown and Sprite. But even the South Stadium Club was a ghost town, guys. I've never seen the stadium like that. But anyhow, we were able to, motivate the team, cheer them on for victory, and man, we'll take a victory any way we can get it. I think we just turned the page and get ready for Tennessee. Who are they playing today?
They are playing Missouri tonight on the SEC Network.
At Missouri.
Yeah.
What time do you think we're going to have Texas A&M?
Texas A&M's got New Mexico today.
Yeah.
They should win that.
But they're not going to put us at 11 o'clock against A&M.
I would think not. No, I think that's your once at home in 4 or 5 years. I mean, I guess you can't say never, but I doubt it.
Yeah, that would not be well
I would just
received.
say that it was a strong victory. We held them to 10 points. Guys apparently had a big game. Guys maybe took over the SEC rushing title for now. Isn't the running back from Auburn in the lead?
Yeah, he's got a ways to go simply, Paul, because he's been hurt this year. But look, he had it last year, and unless he explodes against Tennessee and A&M, that's probably going to be tough for him. But back to TK, Paul talking about it. We look, the SEC has been good to LSU and stayed away from that morning kickoff. It's been 6 years since they've had to do it. Joe Oliva goes in and says, you guys know we don't want to play in the morning. I get beat up by the fan base when we have to have these games. He even tried to get this game moved. The league is down appreciably. 4 games last weekend at 11, 3 today at 11. Paul, you hope that A&M is at 6, 6:30, 7, whatever at nighttime, and then you play a good game like you were intimating, TK. You get to 10-3, you play a good opponent, and you win that game to get to 10-3. You recruit well. Paul, I think you reestablished some of the fans, but let's be honest. After the Mississippi State drubbing and the upset to Troy, TK and Paul, there are a lot of people that were on the fence that have fallen off the fence with Coach O, and he's going to have to bring them in, and that first half didn't do too much to get them excited, Paul.
Well, I would say that at least Coach O brought us victory.
Oh, yeah.
Miles, after he beat
It's all about winning, and they won.
Alabama, he'll lose to Arkansas. 2 years ago, the last home game Arkansas played her, I think it was 31-14, and that score was closer than the actual beatdown we took. So even though we had a slow first half and I was aggravated, but they had enough crown, we were able to pull the victory. So that's 2 years in a row. We've pretty much dominated Arkansas. And I guess the best thing for me is that we showed the recruits we could throw the ball deep and complete it, so some of these wide receivers on the sidelines will commit to it. It's in December and in February.
Good stuff, my man. Hey, listen, we'll talk with you next week, Paul.
Hey, go Tigers.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Paul. Let's go to Honey in Baton Rouge. Honey, you're on the post-game show.
Yes. Dante Jackson was awesome today. The real MVP band at halftime.
Got a bad connection.
Awesome.
Hold on, honey.
Start
We were having trouble hearing you. Okay, do you have it charged? Or is it you can move? You're in a bad cell?
I'm in a bad cell.
There you go, right there.
Go ahead. Start over.
Okay.
I was just calling to say Dante Jackson was amazing today, but the real MVP was the band at halftime. It was the most incredible halftime show in a long time. Awesome.
Well, honey, did they make you get up and dance?
They were awesome. Just kudos to the band and the directors of the band, and it was a great halftime show.
Hey, honey, let me ask you something before you go. You ready?
I'm ready.
You think Dante Jackson comes back for his senior year, or you think he's going bye-bye to the NFL?
Well, I hope he comes back because he's got that fire in his belly, and it's so fun to watch him. He gives it all he's got. I just think he's awesome.
Thank you, honey.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Here's a text message, buddy. LSU's defense is good. Lack of a good quarterback. Playing conservative, although not as conservative as Les Miles. And again, you don't ask a quarterback to do things you don't think he can do. Yeah, you got to throw it a long one every now and then, keep the defense honest, let them know you got it in the playbook, and you're not afraid to call it. But you're not going to, just like my old saying, you're not going to ask a guy to try an 80-yard field goal because you know he can't make it. So you try not to ask guys to do what you don't have total confidence in the fact that they can do, whatever that may be. I think that's part of why some people will say a little conservative at times. But again, we're being a little critical, but they won the football game 33-10 against another SEC team, not a good SEC team by no stretch. I said on the radio during the week, I said, we know in the last 10 years LSU, Arkansas have split 10 games, 5-5 in the last 10 years. Brett Bielema coming in was 2-2 against LSU as the head coach at Arkansas. So I said this Arkansas team's not as good as some of those other ones. That ended up bearing out as we watched today transpire because the missed field goal, the extra points, and but Arkansas made their mistakes and gave LSU the short field and the opening kickoff. The guy screws it up and gets stopped on the 3-yard line. So I mean. But Arkansas is not a good team. They might not win another game, and they may be looking for a new coach next year. I don't know. But the bottom line is LSU needed to win, needed to bounce back after the loss last week, and they did that.
Well, it's amazing. I bring this up every year, and one of the keys on defense that Coach Aranda and Coach O talked about all week long was stopping their screen game. And you've heard me say this for the last 5 or 6 years right here. It just drives me crazy, TK, that LSU cannot call and execute the screen. Arkansas does it great. Bama does it great. You know the Saints do it.
Arkansas did it well
Arkansas is
today.
a great screen game. So I wish that LSU could implement that a little bit. They've kept Foster Morrow back blocking and chipping in the backfield more so than a receiver. So I was glad to see Danny with the little touch pass to him. But I wish they'd use the tight ends a little bit more. Honey was talking about Dante Jackson earlier. He's probably the fastest man in college football. But once again, he had another INT that he could have held on today. But he's so great. Had a great sack with his speed. But back to the offense, I think those comments are valid in the first half. I thought the second half they did a much better job. It looked like a little bit of the team that played Troy there for a little bit in the first half, kind of lackadaisical. But, once again, you're paid to win, right, and keep them eligible. And for the most part, LSU's been getting healthier and healthier. We'll see what happens with K.J. Malone. Sadiq Charles continues to do a good job. How many sacks today, if you could pull it up?
That on
for LSU? Don't have sacks?
They don't have that on it. They should have it. I don't know why.
Probably a
On this
couple
box
for each
score, they
team.
don't keep
I
that.
think probably for a couple
I know
for each
Jackson
team.
had one for sure.
Yeah. So all in all, early morning kick. Look, you're always going to have some things that you'd like to see better, but TK, it does drive me nuts, and it has been for a while. The other thing that I think they need to get back to, and he's going away from it for whatever. Look, the guy makes 1.5. Who are we to question? But no Geisen Williams in the same backfield.
It happened twice, 2 different times I saw it today.
But very little.
And they didn't run the Wildcat.
Didn't run the. Well, they did.
I mean,
they did
with that lane, really.
Well, no, he had Wildcat one time to Darrell Williams with a bad center snap.
Okay.
And
Now,
so he ran out of bounds.
Now, and again, somebody pointed this out to me on the radio this week, talking about the 11 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
Last year in the Citrus Bowl, they kicked off at 10 o'clock.
They did.
But it wasn't at home, okay? So,
And they had a Heisman Trophy winner that they wanted to shut down.
They did shut down. So,
and did a great job.
But anyway, so I don't think you're going to see 11 o'clock for A&M. We already know Tennessee's a 6 o'clock kickoff or thereabouts in Knoxville. It won't be a 2:30. It won't be in the morning. So we're going to take a break. We welcome your phone calls at 225-928-4910. Or you can send us a text message to area code 504-689-9246. Still to come, reports from the stadium. Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is @Pelican Sports. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, where you can get a lot of the stuff that we do here at Pelican. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Christ saying, let's mix it up. Give us a call, send us a text. We'll be happy to talk about it. Once again, the final score from Tiger Stadium, LSU 33, Arkansas 10.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Relief Window. Experience Relief Window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, Hardy Planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
desire in your eyes, but you can't keep it in your heart. 'Cause misery loves company. 'Cause misery loves company. Cold and hungry like a dog in the street. I get a raw deal every one.
We continue with the post-game show. Once again, LSU wins 33-10. To the lines we go. Bill's in Gonzales. Bill, good afternoon. You're on the post-game show.
Good afternoon, Tom. I know I'm normally one of your first callers, but
that's all right.
Actually put the money down, and I came out to LSU today.
Well, good for you.
Good deal, Bill. Good to hear from you, as always.
And well, I got it. I don't know. So I just got in my car and on the phone, and I don't know what y'all have touched on, but I saw a lot of PU in the defensive backfield, and good grief. I mean, the best defense we had was our offense once they got rolling in the second half. And what y'all say about that?
Well, first of all, we've had a couple of reports, Bill, and you know, it's a no-brainer to think that the crowd is going to be down appreciably. But were you surprised? We're trying to get an idea of what kind of crowd showed up. Were you surprised they had more than you thought or less than you thought today?
Actually, well, this is the first time I've been to a game in 8 years, guys.
Okay. Wow.
And so with the additions to the stadium, and I was in the new one on the south end zone, you know.
Yeah.
Good view, by the way, but attendance was okay. I mean, people filled in. There were a lot of vacancies at kickoff, obviously, but it's just a whole different setting than it used to be. I mean, over this season, we've talked about, is it the schedule or is it, you know, coaching changes and playing younger guys because of injuries? That could be part of it, but a lot of it, good grief. It used to be in between plays, the Golden Band would get the crowd revved up. Now, late in the game and stuff, I mean, they got the public address system booming out music like they do pregame. It's almost like going to an NFL game.
Yeah, we've had a lot of comments. We've had a lot of comments during the year about that, Bill, and people do not like the piped-in music. They'd like to see the band play. I agree with your assessment in the first half, Bill. It looked like the early morning kickoff had an effect on everybody, fans, mamas and daddies, and the team. And you know, they took care of business when they needed to. Danny missed some guys in the first half. They missed some tackles. They missed some tackles and let Arkansas score right before half. I know Coach Aranda and Coach O weren't happy about that. Obviously, we saw what Ed Orgeron was talking about, and we mentioned it earlier, Bill. You know, he threw the kickers under the bus, and Connor Cope wins the job and hits 7 straight. And today, obviously, there's controversy on whether that first field goal was good or not, but the PATs were just duck hooks, and so we know Gonsolin had to kick late, so that's an area of concern going forward. But all in all, a solid B, but it wasn't their best game. But when you don't play your best and you win by 23, it doesn't mean it's a bad sign, Bill.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm not down on the Tigers at all, buddy, and I put it this way. That first field goal, it was close, but it did go a little bit left.
Okay, you
And,
eyeballed it. Okay.
I put it this way, with Bregman and Will Harris at the stadium from world champion Astros, right?
Yep.
It's like I was calling strike 1 and 2. I figured he had another strike coming, right? He 2 foul balls.
The only thing sad about that, Bill, is that you wish that Bregman and Will Harris, coming off of a world championship, first one in 55 years for the Stros, you kind of wish it'd have been a nighttime game, start at
I wish it
6
had been a big
when it's
crowd,
dark, big crowd, and got the ovation.
I do want to ask Bill a question. Bill, and I'm not trying to get too nosy here, but you say it's your first game in 8 years. I mean, how did that happen without me being too nosy? Or did you just finally say,
man,
hey, I want to go to the game?
Some younger kids in the family that bought the old season tickets in the old upper deck above the Vista Player Gate. And it got to be a little, on a retired military budget, it got to be a little too much.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Well, no, I'm glad you got a chance to go.
The other issue there is, not too nosy, by the way, Tommy. It's because these are my 2 reasons. First, the cost of it with the TAF, and the ticket. And then the second thing is just the schedule, as we discussed earlier in the season. It's like, if it's a big school like Syracuse or something, but I don't want to come here and watch Chattanooga.
Right.
Or like next year, I think Southeastern's coming in.
Correct.
That doesn't thrill me. I like the days when, hey, maybe they didn't have much, but Baylor and TCU came in a couple of years in a row. And I'm going way back to like late 60s, early 70s there.
Well, no,
I know all the schools get their little cupcake game or, rent a win in. But it's like, it was too much money, and it's like then sometimes the conference schedule wasn't that strong. I will say this, I'm not down on the Tigers for today. They beat them Hogs, and I'm going to go see Coach Wednesday night at TJ Ribs and eat some of that Couchon Delay. They even make Couchon Delay nachos now, by the way, guys.
And Bill, I will say this: you're not the only person that said, "Hey, the cost and the TAF fees and the schedule." I mean, that's kind of that kind of resolutes through a lot of people that used to go to every game, wouldn't miss it, and now I mean it is cost prohibitive to a lot of people. And I especially look at it this way, Bill. I mean, you take a young family that's got 2 children, maybe they got a 3rd child. You're talking about $1,000 or more to go to a college football game.
Here's the other thing,
and most people can't afford that.
Here's the other thing, Bill and TK. It's so convenient at your house. It's so convenient.
At home, it's like you got the best seat in the house. You can. One good thing, this new section is nice because not only it's $90 a pop, but they have a buffet line of like I got the. They called it pork sliders. It was like pulled barbecue pork, okay? And to put it in layman's terms, and it was good, and the chicken jambalaya was all right. But it's like it beats parking in the back 40 by the levee here, and it beats having to walk to Highland to McDonald's or Jack in the Box or something, to get a sausage biscuit.
Well, I was
All
also
right, Bill.
saying, Bill, thank you, Bill. Yeah, it's so convenient. Thank you, Bill. It's so convenient to watch it at home, TK, watching all the different games. And look, it's something that Joe Oliva is well aware of. They have got to get people in the stadium and keep them there. And there was a bunch of departures again today.
Well, here's a text message that sums it up. Joe Oliva needs to add this to his list. You ready for this text message? It says, if we go to the game, we can't watch y'all's show.
Okay.
So, that's the other factor. I mean, they can't get, people want to see the post-game show, right?
Sure. Well, we appreciate the loyalty on that.
That's very kind. We appreciate everybody who watches, listens, tells people about it. Many people catch it on YouTube or catch it Sunday morning. All right, we've got to take a break, and then we're going to go to Tiger Stadium. We're going to connect with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, find out what Coach O had to say, what else Brian gathered, and, of course, get his thoughts on the game, and he'll tell you all about TigerBait.com as well. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Christ, and more of the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hi, I'm Jordy Helper for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Post-game show. Let's go to Tiger Stadium. We connect with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Good afternoon, Brian. How are you?
Good. How y'all doing today?
We're hanging in there. 33-10. Tigers win. What did Coach O have to say after the game?
Well, he said that that everything got a lot better, particularly on offense in the second half. He said he expected the game to play out a little bit like it did. He says it's always a big game for Arkansas. He thinks it's more, the rivalry is more on Arkansas side than LSU side, so he expected them to come out and play well, and he said that was the case. He said he thought that LSU's defense was fine in the first half. He said the offense was a little sluggish, but then, after halftime, the offense got going, and, he never felt that LSU was going to be in trouble as far as losing the football game. And, that's more or less what it was. This game really played out according to script, where, LSU's slow start, particularly in offense, and then, pulled away in the second half. You have one team that's, trying to win 10 games this year, and you have another team who's maybe headed to firing its coach.
Brian, another game where LSU played clean. They haven't had a lot of takeaways on their defense, but they have played clean most of the year. Of course, we know that they had the 4 turnovers against Troy, but talk a little bit about turnover ratio and the fact that they've been relatively good protecting the football this year.
Yeah, and that's one reason why, all the people are saying, well, let's change the quarterback. Well, I think that's one thing that Danny Etling has done. He's only thrown 2 interceptions this year, and the offense has not turned the football over. And I think that, Ed Orgeron does not want to have an offense that, takes too many risks and turns the ball over. The defense has been playing, fairly well, and he wants to make sure that the offense doesn't have mistakes. And I think that's just what you're going to get with Danny Etling. Etling is now, he threw 2 more touchdown passes today, so I think for the year he's got 11 touchdown passes and only 2 interceptions. So, you had the 2 deep balls to Chark for touchdowns. You had the 3 touchdown runs by Darius Geis. So, the 3 best players on offense for LSU, Geis, Etling, and Chark, they were responsible for all of LSU's touchdowns today.
Brian, with that being said, obviously Geis had a big day. Etling's numbers are respectable. Sharks. Was anything said about the offensive line? Because those 3 guys are not going to do what they did if not for good offensive line play.
Yeah, nothing was really said. Again, Etling had a little pressure in the first half,
Right.
and I think for the year, considering that you're playing 2 freshmen in the offensive line, they've done okay. Again, I don't think it's a dominant offensive front. I think it has to be better for LSU's offense to be better. But considering the personnel and what they've been playing with this year, I think they've done a pretty good job.
Brian, if you are a psychology major, you might want Coach O to throw the kickers under the bus after the game. For those of you that don't know and connect the dots here, the last time he did that, Connor Culp hit 7 straight field goals. Some bad kicks today. Gonsolin had to go in. Did he address that? I'm sure he said, we'll look at the tape and look at it next week. But your gut feeling if Connor Culp lost the PAT and field goal job today?
Well, look, I'm no kicking coach, but I'm going to say it's probably something from a technique standpoint because he missed all 3 kicks the same way. So I'm sure they'll look at the tape on that. And the way the kicking goes, for the most part, when it's opened up, it just goes by whoever does the best job in practice. So I think whoever kicks the best in practice this week will kick in Knoxville next Saturday night. So, Ed just said, we had problems with field goals today, and Gonsolin went in and made a couple of extra points, and that was basically that was the extent of his comments on the issue.
We're visiting with Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Brian, shifting gears a little bit, last night Will Wade pulled the curtain back on his Tiger basketball team with a convincing win over Alcorn from the SWAC. Big crowd on hand, 11,000 plus. I know you were there. Some of your early thoughts on Will Wade's basketball team after one quick look.
First of all, that was an incorrect figure, okay? It was not 11,000 plus. That's how many tickets were distributed.
Okay.
We have too many people in the media around here that use that figure as actual attendance. LSU no school releases actual attendance. They only release tickets distributed. Now, the actual crowd last night I was able to pick up was a little bit less than 9,000, which is still very good.
Right.
Now, understand you had the $1 tickets last night, too, in the upper bowl through a promotion with Winn-Dixie. So that certainly helped the crowd. But, look, regardless, they had almost 9,000 people in the building, and that's very good. Tremont Waters, the freshman point guard, was obviously, the best player on the court last night. 6 assists, 5 steals. He scored 27 points. He shot the ball well from 3. He's got a lot of quickness. I think now, is he going to shoot the ball that well every night? Probably not. But I was impressed with him. Look, the rest of the team, they're going to be better defensively and going to be better coached and play with a lot more passion this year than they did last year. So that'll be a big change. But then when it gets down to post play, LSU's still going to be deficient in the post. Dwap Reef, he had 11 points last night, and he couldn't just score in the post against a team like Alcorn, which doesn't have bodies like he's going to see in the SEC. So LSU's going to be better defensively, but as far as when they get into the conference or when they play good teams in the non-conference, they're going to live and die by how they shoot the basketball. If they don't shoot the ball well, it's going to be tough for them to win games.
And Brian, give us their upcoming schedule, and if you agree with me that, pretty impressive simply because they were well coached. They did the fundamentals well. Obviously, like you said, there's going to be a lot of role players. When's Aaron Epps going to come back, and what do they have forthcoming this week with hoops?
Well, Epps was not in uniform last night. They are hoping that he can play this week. They have one game this week. Thursday night they play host to Samford. Samford lost at Arkansas last night by about 40 points. So that they will come to the TMAC this Thursday, and then that's their one game this week, and then they get ready to leave over the weekend to go to Hawaii for the Maui tournament. I'm sure they would like Epps to play Thursday against Samford, but they most certainly want him to be ready to go when they play Michigan in a first-round game in Hawaii a week from Monday. So that's his status right now.
Brian, tell everybody what's happening at TigerBait.com. I know y'all are very busy.
www.tigerbait.com, coverage of this game against Arkansas. We've, up on the site, coverage from the basketball game last night. We'll continue to cover the basketball team now as they get ready for another game this week. And I'll have a sit-down with Paul Maneri as LSU baseball concluded fall practice last night, and we'll have a story up about that during this week also.
Hey, any injuries today, Brian, as we wrap up?
Arden Key in and out with an ankle injury, but Ed said after the game he thinks that he's okay. It's nothing serious, but he was in and out a couple of times today, and it was because his ankle was giving him problems.
Donnie tweaked the shoulder a couple of times, but he went back in. Okay, Brian, appreciate it. We'll talk with you on the radio and again next week.
Okay, talk to you guys later.
Okay, man.
All right, I got to read this text message, okay? I'm going to read this word for word, so I don't want you getting on me, okay?
All right.
Text message. Those kicks look like Buddy's duck hook.
Yeah?
Did they?
Anybody that's ever played golf with me, in fact that you haven't, knows I hit the ball right down the pipe. So this is obviously a TK.
No, look,
groupie.
Look, no, it's
all
not.
I can tell you is
the
this.
same person that said they don't go to the game so they can watch you because you don't pull punches.
But I don't duck hook.
Look, read. I want you to know I'm not making this up.
I'm just saying, I don't duck hook.
Look over here and read.
No,
I want you to know I'm not making it up.
It's a bad comment. Now, if you say I don't chip and putt as well as you,
well,
okay.
You don't.
But fairways hit, it ain't even close between me and you, brother.
I'll tee off with a 2-iron and put it in the fairway past you.
I don't think so.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, Ronnie Rance has been in the locker room talking to some players. We'll connect with the jumbo. Ronnie Rance right after this pause on the Pelican Sports postgame show. Stay with us.
You know more about hookers than me.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I'm back. Roger Cador here. Come watch Clarence Bugs and I as we team up to bring up all of the positive things taking place at Southern University in the state of Louisiana. It can all be seen on the Pelican Sports. That's the best one. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the best one.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis. not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hooper Road Car Care in Central has been serving customers for over 24 years. Locally owned by Donald and Gina Gaspard, they provide all types of car care, including brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, AC service, transmission, computer diagnostic, and much more. Hooper Road Car Care also provides towing services. Call 225-262-7127. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, 9695 Hooper Road in Central. We continue with the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. Once again, the final score, LSU 33, Arkansas 10. We go back over towards Tiger Stadium. Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Ronnie, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tommy. I mean, I'm not used to talking to you, while the sun's still up. You were doing this at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I know. Buddy still has his shades on anyway because of the bad tackling in the first half. Ronnie, I know you were in the locker room. What did DJ Shark have to say after the game?
Well, he had a big game, of course. 4 catches, 2 of them went for touchdowns, and he just talked about how he and Danny Etling, continue to get on the same page. And early in the season, there were some balls that didn't work out for him. But DJ Shark's starting to make a lot of money for himself, and he's showing the diversity to the pro scouts that, on the punt return game. And obviously, as a guy, I think he's averaging over 720 yards a catch. I mean, this guy is his stock is rising.
I thought the same thing, Jumbo, as DJ and Danny hooked up on those 2 long pass plays. Watching Arkansas execute the screen, you got to have a want for a little bit of that. Still not great on the intermediate routes, but good to see them hook up, and obviously Darius Geist coming back to health. Ronnie, TK was mentioning, the offensive line doesn't get a lot of pop and a lot of credit in a game like this. How did LSU play against Arkansas at the line of scrimmage today? And could you tell that they were a little sleepyhead in the first half? Everybody a little slower and a little sluggish because of the early start time.
Yeah, and the first half, and Coach Ogeron talked about it. They got a lot more penetration in the defense. Arkansas's defensive line got a lot more penetration in the backfield than they anticipated, and then they simply made some adjustments, and then it was a different story in the second half. But I like Buddy working in a little want right there, a little Les Miles reference as the Tigers improved to 7-3. This team, they didn't make any excuses about the early kickoff. I asked all of them. Of course, Coach Ogeron addressed it. All week long. He said, "Look, on Monday, I told you guys we're playing at 11. That's it. Don't want to hear anything more about it." They made an adjustment all week long, getting guys to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get their bodies used to it. And he said it's 7:20 for a 7:30 meeting this morning. Everybody was in the room ready to go, and that they were very enthusiastic. I asked Greedy Williams and some of the other, what did you do? And they said, well, we cranked up the music as soon as the alarm clock went off in our hotel room. We cranked up the music and tried to wake ourselves up, and they obviously had no ill effect with that.
Ronnie, I have a question for you.
All right.
Have you ever played golf with Connor Culp?
I have not.
No? I mean, I didn't know maybe he caught that duck hook left from you.
I'm more of a slicer guy, Tom. You haven't played with me in a while. I'm not more of a slicer, wide right kind of guy. I mean, this is unbelievable. I really thought, and I don't know, it just goes to show you how difficult it is to kick and how much it is between the ears. Because Connor Culp made some huge kicks, to beat Auburn. He's been money late, the last few games, and then all of a sudden, Shankopotamus, and you missed 2 extra points in a short one. And then now they're back to the drawing board. I mean, they're going to have an open competition, and I thought Connor Culp had won the job and was going to be the kicker for LSU for the next 3 years.
Yeah, so I think you're right. It's between the ears because, as Buddy said earlier, all three misses were, hooked to the left. It's not like one left, one right, or whatever. I mean, so it's between the ears. A lot of that is. We do know that. Hey, Ronnie, I want you to tell everybody about Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and then tell us what's happening with the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation.
Well, check us out, Sports Shorts Radio. This Monday we'll be at the Ice House Bar and Grill on Airline Highway in Baton Rouge. Come see us, and that's from 6 to 8. Myself, Joel Davis, Buzzy Heidel on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge. And, of course, if you can't make it out there, come check out, watch us on TV, Sports Shorts TV, Mondays at 9, Tuesdays at 8. We'll be in studio talking about the Saints as well. Hopefully the Saints will have won 7 in a row. We'll find out tomorrow. But with the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, we saw a couple, maybe future Hall of Famers at the game today. Alex Bregman, Will Harris, they got honored on the field before in the first quarter. Got a tremendous standing ovation, and they were in the suites watching the game. Pretty good, pretty cool to see those Louisiana sports stars and possible future Louisiana Sports Hall of Famers.
Ronnie, I got it figured out. Connor Culp played golf with Buzzy Heidel. That's what it did.
I think Buzzy's better at golf than Culp is kicking field goals right now.
Yeah, no, there's no question.
Hey, Ronnie, we were talking about it during the show, though. We do have the parallel with kickers and golfers, and I really thought on the replay that Connor was just way too fast and out of tempo, and it is amazing. He told everybody in the hot streak, I block out everything. I don't know how far the kick is or whatever, but you could see frustration after that third miss. And they're going to have to get him and to fly in Dr. Phil to somebody to work with him. But I got to feel like Gonsolin's probably going to get the opportunity next week. You just can't, especially TK in a close game playing for a field goal or a PAT. If they hadn't pushed that last TD across, Ronnie, some people could have lost the bet on covering the spread. And that would have made Connor Culp's Twitter blow up a little bit.
All right, Ronnie, as always, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you from Knoxville next week.
Thank you, Jumbo.
Okay, guys.
All right, buddy, here's a good question on the text message lines going to both of us. It says, are you surprised/disappointed that Miles Brennan did not get in the game?
Yes and yes. I thought the game would be out of reach in sometime in the late third quarter, and there were a lot of people. In fact, you said it last week. A lot of people had discussions. The first thing that Coach O said is, "Look, we're not worried about next year. We got to worry about winning this year." And we had some spicy discussion between all of us about whether or not Danny Etling gives you the best chance to win. I did hear Matt Canada before the game. And I think Brennan and Lowell Narcisse are going to have a hell of a battle next year. But Lowell's redshirting. And this game just did not afford an opportunity because LSU was flat and didn't play great in the first half for him to ever go in. There wasn't really a good time for him to go in. So hopefully they can take Tennessee out back and get Miles Brennan in. But it wouldn't have done him any good to put him in just to hand off.
I was hoping he would get in. I was hoping the situation would present the coaches a chance to put him out there and in a meaningful snap. It didn't happen today. I'm sure there was a plan before the game. Okay, if we can, we will. They never did deem that they could, and you don't put him in at the end and kneel down on it. You let Etling finish it off. Etling's numbers, again, were very good. Yeah, a couple of balls he was inaccurate on, but overall his numbers are good. And as Brian Lazar pointed out, the numbers on the season are good. Are they great? No. He's not going to be all conference. But he's getting the
he's
job
not going to get drafted. He's not.
No, he's not going to get drafted. No, there's no way he's going to get drafted.
But he's 11-2 TDs to INTs, and the little bit that Miles Brennan has already played, he's thrown 2 picks.
Yeah, so you got to look at all
security
that.
Right now is the main reason.
All right,
that
here comes the weekly question, Bud, man. What's the point spread against Tennessee next week? It's in Knoxville, 6 o'clock kick.
15-17.
All right, Buddy's usually pretty good about that, folks. We'll see. That'll come out usually about 5:30 on Sunday evening. They release that number.
Maybe a little less than that. Maybe 13 points, but it's definitely going to be double digits. 13
and in part, it might depend on what Tennessee does tonight against Missouri.
Yeah.
If they go up to Missouri and win big, then it might not be as high. But if they go get hammered, Missouri's like a 12-point favorite in that game. if Missouri just clocks them, I mean, it could get up a little
Sure.
bit higher. All right, we got one more segment that we'll take phone calls and text messages. If you do want to mix it up, we'll be happy to hear from you. We'll come back, throw a few other scores at you, a couple other comments, and we got some stats right here on the Pelican Sports Post Game Show. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Krysan, WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, and of course Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, all over the world on PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Spread the roar. That's right, Tigers Roar. Each Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans. Replays are Thursday through Saturday, and the show is available at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Tommy Krysan and Jordy Holtberg will have the latest on LSU football, LSU sports, and sports from across Louisiana. Spread the roar. Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV.
Welcome back to the Pelican Sports Post Game Show, buddy. Once again, you were talking to Marty, Dave's Smokehouse and Manda Sausage. They put a spread on us today.
We appreciate all of our great sponsors. By the way, make sure to go by and see Kendall and Monica over at Dave's for Thanksgiving. And you know that we always say it, we couldn't do it without the folks over at Manda Fine Meats, where flavor and spice and Tommy and Buddy really do say it all. By the way, some big scores to give you, some wrap-up of LSU. And if you laid the points with Ohio State today, you're a happy camper. They took Michigan State out back.
Yeah, they went to Woodshed, Iowa. The headline of the newspaper last week in Iowa City was beautiful. 48-3, Ohio State beats Michigan State. North Carolina State gets past Boston College. Oklahoma State in the no defense conference, 49-42 over Iowa State.
You know, they gave up 62 last week, but had 52 their own today. They give up 42, but prevail 49-42. This is Mike Gundy, and you were telling me a story during the break that you met Mike Gundy
a long
years
time ago, a couple of
and he
cold
still
beers.
had the mullet.
Yeah, a couple of beers there, you know. Hey, Ole Miss got their rent win today. ULL went and got the paycheck to get clocked 50-22. Rebels get a win.
But there was some breaking news there. This is one of the first times I can remember that ULL was listed as Louisiana. I know that
they corrected it though. They put the
Oh,
Louisiana
they did?
Lafayette
They did?
and
Okay,
they put
well,
ULL. Yeah, because there's no such school as Louisiana. We
Well,
know that.
you know how that debate
Well,
goes.
but
in
I mean, they
Lafayette.
embarrass themselves when they try to do that.
Yeah.
Because they either that or go to the legislature and ask them to change it, and then everybody can call you that. But it's ULL. It's Louisiana Lafayette.
And as you said, Ole Miss had their way. Georgia right now 7-6 over Auburn.
Nope, 9-7 Auburn.
9-7, they just kicked another field goal. TK, interesting here. Georgia is holding Auburn to field goals. Nick Chubb got in earlier. I think Chubb and Sonny Michel, pretty good running back combo.
Better than pretty good.
But Jake Fromm is going to have to prove he can win the big game. They already did it on the road at Notre Dame. Auburn's dreaming. Can they beat Georgia? Can they beat Alabama? And then beat Georgia in the SEC championship game?
Georgia has already clinched the Eastern Division regardless of what happens to them today. They're already in representing the East. Alabama can clinch the West today if Auburn loses and Bama wins, but I'm going to throw one out at you, buddy. Mississippi State's going to take Bama down tonight.
You talking points or now?
Straight up. Bulldogs win.
Here we go. You ready?
I'm crazy.
Some hoghead cheese and some green onion sausage for you with Mississippi
What if
State.
what if Alabama wins? I get you a bottle of water.
No.
here.
Yeah, give me a bottle of water. I will tell you this.
I'm making a mess.
We all know that Dan Mullen is a guy that has been waiting for the right opportunity to leave Starkville and get another big
Not
big
going
job.
to Florida, though. That's been ruled out.
He's been ruled out for Florida, but he's still going to look around because there will be a lot of openings this year. I just feel like Alabama, when they put those jerseys on and Mississippi State sees them, they play a little afraid and scared. And I think Mullen certainly wants to have a good start to get the crowd in. Some great games tonight, folks. We know Auburn and Georgia right now, but tonight
Miami will whip Notre Dame.
Miami and Notre Dame, TCU and Oklahoma, and of course Mississippi State and Alabama. I'm going to say Bama covers the 13.5.
Really?
And you're going to pick them, Mississippi State, with the outright upset.
Scott Frost, that might be to Florida's next coach.
He's the hot coach right now. One of the
And the guy
hot
Campbell
ones.
at Iowa State, even though they lost today, he's gotten a lot of attention for what he's done at Iowa State.
Here's my prediction with Alabama today. Nick Saban's a smart coach, right?
I would say so.
He got beat up at the line of scrimmage. You're going to see a lot of RPO with Jalen Hurts tonight. Run, pass, and they are going to go over the top and throw some deep balls and hook up, beat Mississippi State. Hey, our friend Thrill Martin, it'd be the time of his life, the SID at Mississippi State, if the Bulldogs could pull that upset. 13.5-point dogs. Miami, the U, Mark Rick, are they for real?
Well, they're getting 3 points at home against the overrated Notre Dame team.
You got to love that. We all know
In fact,
Brian Kelly.
Bill Martin was on Tigers Row with us earlier this year. Bill, we have all worked with Bill and known Bill for such a long time, and he does a great job at State.
Interesting thing about college football, we were on this very show last year, and it was obvious that Brian Kelly should be let go at Notre Dame.
They went 4-8.
They look big, they look physical, but another great challenge. And here's the great thing about college football. The U is bringing back all their former players. That place is going to be rocking. TCU, Oklahoma. The only reason it's obviously we're trying to figure out if the Big 12 is going to have somebody in the Final Four.
Do they play flag football up there? I mean, is it really tackle football in the Big 12?
It's no defense whatsoever. And so, we're winding down here, folks. It's hard to believe, as you and I talk here, that LSU's only got 2 more regular season games and 1 more home game. It goes by. It's what we call a blur.
Yeah, it'll be in Knoxville next week. That is a 6 o'clock kick. And we will be here 9:15, 9:30. You guys know the drill now. We're in year 11 of a post-game show on Pelican Sports TV. So you know how that goes. Sometime Monday morning we'll find out the kick time for Texas A&M the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Hard to believe we're less than 2 weeks from Thanksgiving, huh?
Yeah, it really is, and we want to thank everybody. We always give a shout out, first of all, to Alan and Bert, and Marty, and Adam, and all the people that help us put this show out there, both radio and TV. All of our loyal listeners, we appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you. And let's be honest, TK, we all know this, not being homers, but when the Jags win and when the Tigers win and when the Saints win and your favorite high school team wins, we are much happier as a society. It means a lot to all of us over here. And I'm happy with the Saints. I caution, that's going to be a tough game tomorrow. But the Jags and Dawson Modem have been playing much better. LSU, keep plodding along, get to 9-3. I think that's what we both predicted. We didn't predict the early losses, but they've come back. Didn't play great today, but did what they had to do to cover the spread, get the W. And I like the fact that they got out of there pretty much without any injuries again today and didn't turn it over.
And, of course, 2 weeks, the big one in the Superdome, Southern and Grambling. If Southern can take care of business at Texas Southern in just a little while later this evening, that game could be for the Western Division in the SWAC. So that's a good one. And there will be a Tigers Roar for you that Wednesday night of the Thanksgiving week. We may tape it a little bit before then, but we will put the show on with Jordy Hultberg and I that week for you. And we'll be here after the A&M game on that Saturday, the 25th, I believe that is.
Shout out to all of those kids out there playing ball. You know, it was a big
big high school night last night.
Big high school. And these kids nowadays, they play more games than you and I did when we were growing up. But we hope that they enjoyed it. We appreciate all the listeners and the callers. And look, it's not something that we're ever going to embrace and not something that anybody's ever going to be that fired up about. But considering all things, TK, let's just hope it's another 6 years before they've got another 11 o'clock start.
Yeah, especially at home, because that definitely affected the crowd today. Hunting season's full speed ahead. We know all of that. And Arkansas is having a bad year. LSU can't win the West. We know that. Actually, Mississippi State still had a chance to win the West before this day started, but it was like a 1% chance.
Yeah.
But Alabama could wrap that up depending on what continues to happen over there in Auburn. And then, of course, what they do in Starkville tonight. So we'll keep tabs on that. As I mentioned, Georgia's already won the Eastern Division. SEC title game is Saturday, December 2, 3 o'clock Louisiana time kick over there in Atlanta. So Will Wade off to a good start. Football gets the win. Yeah, get to the website. Go to tigerbait.com for the next basketball game. As mentioned, Brian Lazar will have a sit-down with Paul Maneri this week, kind of a recap of the fall practice for the baseball team. Some good young players out there. I didn't get to go because they're always doing that when I'm on the air. But anyway, don't forget to check out all the guys on the radio, Jordy Hultberg, Buddy Sanji, myself, Dave Scandaliato, Carlos Brown, Ken Trahan. You know the drill. Jonathan Poche, want you to check that out when you can. All right, buddy, as you said, takes a lot of people to put this show together. We appreciate that. LSU wins 33-10. That's your final score from Tiger Stadium. Most importantly, we thank those of you for watching, listening, telling everybody about this, and telling everybody about Pelican Sports TV and WUBR Radio. On behalf of Buddy Sanji, I'm Tommy Christ, and Tigers win 33-10. That's your final.